Welcome back, Fear Fiends, to the Chillergeist Horror League. Today, we've got a truly mind-bending matchup for you in the Supernatural division, where the architects of agony will collide. The very air is thick with anticipation, and I can almost taste the dread, Boris.
Affirmative, Doctor. We are witnessing a clash of two highly efficient, albeit distinct, terror-generating entities. Their fear factor indices are both statistically significant, promising a high-yield audience engagement metric, regardless of the outcome.
Precisely. But before we dive into the intricate details of their terror, let's look at the career profiles of our two terrifying contenders. First, in the red corner, we have the legendary Freddy Krueger. Villain name, Freddy Krueger. Nickname/moniker, the Dream Demon, the bastard son of 100 maniacs. Debut film, A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. Signature weapons, razor glove, dream powers. Key strengths, dream manipulation, psychological torture, indomitable will, in dreams, creativity, witty taunts, adaptive presence. Key weaknesses, dependent on fear to exist, vulnerable in the waking world, can be pulled out of dreams, disappears if forgotten. A true pioneer of terror, haunting our screens since 1984. Boris, what do you make of his astonishing longevity in the field?
Subject Krueger's operational lifespan is statistically impressive, Doctor. Spanning 4 distinct cinematic decades from his debut in 1984, his adaptability coefficient across various franchise iterations, including crossover events, demonstrates robust survivability. His consistency rating for character recognition remains at a statistically significant 98.7%.
Indeed. He's a survivor in more ways than one, shifting with the dreamscape to keep his art alive. And now, in the blue corner, the philosophical purveyor of pain, Pinhead. Villain name, Pinhead. Nickname/moniker, the Hell Priest, the lead Cenobite. Debut film, Hellraiser, 1987. Signature weapons, chains and hooks, the Lament configuration. Key strengths, extra-dimensional powers, mastery of pain and pleasure, imposing intellect, immutability, in his realm, logical/philosophical approach, bound by rules/ritual. Key weaknesses, bound by rules/invitation, the Lament configuration, can be outsmarted by human ingenuity, requires specific conditions for full manifestation.
Subject Pinhead, originating in 1987, displays a remarkably high rookie impact factor of 9.2, indicating immediate and profound audience resonance. His tactical evolution metric has been minimal due to a highly optimized initial design, resulting in a stable brand consistency across his narrative appearances. His future prospects remain robust, contingent upon the continued exploration of existential dread.
Precisely. So, we have the Dream Master versus the Sensation Architect, the personal tormentor versus the cosmic explorer of flesh. But who truly dominates? After this brief look at their careers, we'll dive deep into the numbers that define their terror. Stay tuned for the tale of the tape. Welcome back to the Chillergeist Horror League. Boris, the tale of the tape, is ready. Let's start with a classic, total confirmed kills.
Subject Krueger boasts a confirmed kill count of 165 across 9 primary cinematic appearances, including his crossover event. This translates to an average of 18.3 subject terminations per film, a highly efficient, if at times playfully executed output.
Wow, that's a body count that speaks volumes about his work ethic, Boris. He certainly doesn't discriminate based on age or innocence.
Indeed, Doctor. A broad demographic target range increases yield potential. Conversely, Subject Pinhead's direct mortality count is lower, at 47 across 10 primary appearances. However, his transcendence determination ratio is notably higher, as many subjects undergo non-fatal, yet permanent, experiential reconfigurations rather than biological termination.
The nuance of art. Pinhead aims for transformation, not just termination. Fascinating. What about kill efficiency rating? Who gets the job done faster once the terror begins?
Analyzing active screen time, Subject Krueger maintains a calculated 0.6 termination events per active screen minute, often due to prolonged psychological torment preceding the final act. Subject Pinhead, conversely, averages 1.1 subject reconfigurations per minute once lament configuration parameters are met, indicating a highly focused and immediate operational sequence.
So Freddy savors the build-up and Pinhead, well, he gets right to the point. Delicious. Next, time between kills.
Subject Krueger exhibits a highly variable intertermination interval, ranging from immediate succession within rapid-fire dream sequences to prolonged psychological torment sessions over several narrative days. Data suggests an average of 4.2 minutes between initial fear induction and final termination event, a statistically significant variance for emotional processing. Subject Pinhead's interval is more consistent, averaging 1.3 minutes between lament configuration activation and experiential reconfiguration, due to his direct and protocol-driven approach.
It's the difference between a cat playing with a mouse and a surgical procedure. Next, weapon versatility score. Who has the broader toolkit?
Subject Krueger's weapon utilization versatility is exceptionally high, registering 28 distinct methods of subject termination across his appearances, including environmental manipulation, grotesque bodily transformations, and imaginative repurposing of mundane objects within the dream state. Subject Pinhead's tool utilization is primarily focused on his signature chain apparatus, with a varied method count of 7, including hook-based evisceration, spatial disorientation, and existential dissolution. High proficiency within a narrower specialization.
Freddy is a painter with an entire canvas of terror, while Pinhead is a master sculptor of flesh. Both exquisite in their own way. What about their durability and resurrection count?
Subject Krueger has sustained 53 critical, theoretically fatal, injuries resulting in a 15-stage return to operational status count across his documented history. His resilience factor is directly correlated with fear sustainment levels within the adolescent demographic. Subject Pinhead, a Cenobite, demonstrates an inherent dimensional integrity that renders traditional termination metrics inapplicable. His remanifestation count, after apparent banishing rituals, is limited to 3 instances, indicating a high baseline durability independent of external factors.
A cat of 9 lives versus a being beyond lives. Fascinating. Preferred pursuit method and speed.
Subject Krueger exhibits non-Euclidean movement patterns within the dream realm, effectively nullifying traditional proximity metrics. His teleportation to target acquisition rate is 98.2%, regardless of perceived distance. Subject Pinhead maintains a deliberate cadence of 0.8 miles per hour, often materializing directly into the target's vicinity or summoning them into his operational zone, resulting in a 95% direct engagement success rate upon manifestation.
Freddy flows like liquid terror, always where you least expect him. Pinhead, however, brings his terror to you. Now, signature sound/catchphrase impact.
Subject Krueger's auditory taunts and pre-termination quip score an average 9.1 on the Verbal Psychological Distress Index, indicating superior fear-inducing rhetoric, augmented by a distinctive laughter cadence, with a 0.7 unsettling harmonic deviation. Subject Pinhead's vocalizations, characterized by low-frequency resonance and complex philosophical enunciations, achieve an 8.9 on the same index, generating existential discomfort rather than overt fear. His pre-engagement monologue efficiency is also statistically notable.
Freddy's laugh is the sound of your sanity snapping. Pinhead's words are the sound of your soul being unstitched. Boris, stealth/ambush proficiency.
Subject Krueger exhibits an unparalleled 99% in-dream ambush success rate, leveraging environmental manipulation and subconscious projections to achieve optimal surprise factor. His ability to bypass conventional perception filters remains unquantified. Subject Pinhead rarely employs stealth tactics, preferring to announce his arrival via the lament configuration. His dimensional manifestation rate is 92%, making overt concealment redundant.
Freddy is the master of the jump scare within your own mind. Pinhead is the horror that arrives when summoned, demanding attention. Finally, the overall fear factor/iconic presence score.
Based on a preliminary Chillergeist consensus poll and critical analysis, Subject Krueger maintains a 9.5 primal terror coefficient, particularly due to his pervasive influence over the subconscious and his unique blend of sadism and dark humor. Subject Pinhead registers a 9.3 existential dread coefficient, derived from his intellectual menace and the fundamental horror of his dimensional paradigm. Both are high-ranking.
Excellent, Boris. What a truly mesmerizing tale of the tape we've witnessed. Both of these entities are masters of their morbid domains, but as always, there can only be one victor in the Chillergeist Horror League.
Doctor, according to our predetermined Chillergeist rankings, with Subject Krueger scoring higher on the overall iconic presence metric within the slasher division, he secures the win in this highly anticipated matchup. His long-term impact and broader conceptual reach statistically outweigh Subject Pinhead's specialized, albeit profound, influence.
There you have it, Fear Fiends. While Pinhead's philosophical artistry is undeniably chilling, Freddy Krueger's pervasive psychological torment and absolute dominion over the dream world, as reflected in our rankings, seal his victory. He continues to prove that some nightmares simply refuse to die. What a performance from both our contenders!